These behaviors, ladies, will tell you and show you that you are a bad wife so that you can overcome them and change and be a good wife for yourself, to feel good about who you are and have your husband get the benefit. And good men are not these things. So part of what I'm going to do is show, here's what a good man is. And if you're saying, well, my husband does these things, it's in response to how you are showing up. If you change these behaviors and you're married to a good man, the characteristics and traits I will point out of a good man, that's who's waiting for you when you change these things. You have to go first. So we're just going to go through these in a simple way. The first behavior that tells you that you are a bad wife, you are controlling. As women, we know we are controlling. Don't deny that. We know we're controlling on a spectrum. Some women are very, very controlling. Some women are lower on the spectrum of controlling, but we all know we're controlling. It means we have to micromanage every aspect of our lives, including our marriage, including our relationship with our husbands. We need to have things go our way. Nothing can vary from the plan. Otherwise, we melt down, either overtly or covertly, that things are not going our way. And our husband gets the brunt of that controlling behavior. We micromanage our husbands to keep things in order and not have anything go a different way. Good men are not controlling. Good men by nature are easygoing and flexible. The women thinking my husband is controlling and you're married to a good man, it is a reflection and a mirror back of how you are showing up. If you let go of being controlling and change that behavior in yourself, you will have a good man right there waiting for you who is easygoing and flexible. The second behavior to tell you you are a bad wife, you need to be right. As women, we know we have the need to be right. We can't bear to be wrong, because for us as women, the worst experience we can have of ourselves is being wrong. I was just sharing this with a gentleman yesterday in a course consultation, that it's vulnerable and exposing for a man to see that he is weak. The equivalent of that for us as women is being wrong. It is very vulnerable and exposing to us as women to be wrong. It's the worst experience we can have of ourselves, because as women, we don't make being wrong just making a mistake and accepting our humanness or seeing where we are not correct. Being wrong for us as women is being fundamentally flawed, that there is something fundamentally wrong with us. That's how we interpret being wrong. So we can't allow ourselves to be wrong, and we will fight to extremes to be right and not have anything exposed that we are wrong in any way. Good men don't have a need to be right. Good men are willing to admit their mistakes and admit when they are wrong. Again, ladies, that's who's waiting for you. When you let go of your need to be right and you can admit when you have made a mistake and admit when you are not right and incorrect, who you have waiting for you is, as a good man, is a man that's willing to admit his mistakes and admit when he is wrong. Number 3 of how to know you are a bad wife, you wear the pants in the relationship. And that means as women, everything must be approved by us, and we have to give permission on anything that happens. It's why we see jokes all the time in sitcoms or commercials or movies of, oh, let me go ask my wife. And men dogging on each other because like, oh, really? You got to go ask permission of your wife? And we laugh because we know it's true. And you can probably Google or search on YouTube, my wife wears the pants, or I have to get permission from my wife. And you'll see a stream of videos from comedians joking about this experience. So we all know it's true. And if our approval is not given and we don't wear the pants, then all hell breaks loose. And again, that can be either overtly or covertly of what's happening in us. Good men don't need to wear the pants. Good men go along to get along. It's like, whatever you say, dear, because they just want us to be happy. The fourth behavior to know you are a bad wife. You are a pain avoider. As women, we are pain avoiders. We do everything to avoid conflict and having difficult conversations to get to resolutions and the problems. We all know this. This can be confusing. Especially I've seen comments from men. It can be confusing. What do you mean women are pain avoiders? They're so emotional. As women, we stay emotional to avoid the pain of looking at ourselves. Being a pain avoider as a woman is a protective mechanism to not have to take accountability and be exposed to the issues we contribute to. If we face conflict, then we will have to face ourselves and our part and role in the problems, and then be accountable to actually change those behaviors. Good men are not pain avoiders. Good men are problem solvers and want to seek solutions. Tell me what I need to do, and I will correct the problem. Good men become weakened and avoid conflict with their wife, not because they're pain avoiders, but because of the fear we instill in good men of how we respond and react to them in our woman ways. So ladies, when you start changing these behaviors, stop being a pain avoider, you will have a good man there waiting for you, wanting to solve the issues and have tough conversations and deal with the conflict. The fifth way to know you are a bad wife: you are moody, temperamental, and emotional. Again, either overtly or covertly. This one really speaks for itself. But as women, we live in emotional turmoil. And good men never know when the lid is going to pop off or what mood we are going to be in when we get home. And we keep our husbands walking on eggshells. And they don't know that we might be having a good time and having fun together, and all of a sudden the switch flips. I've had this happen with my husband. We're having a good time. I get triggered by something. I shut down. It goes, what just happened? Where did you go? And that's what we do as women in our moodiness and emotional turmoil. Good men are not moody, temperamental, and emotional. Good men are consistent, stable, and pragmatic, meaning they're unemotional and can see things for what they really are. It doesn't mean they don't have emotions. They do. Good men tend to be quite sensitive and deeply feeling within themselves, but they don't go around wearing their emotions on their sleeves. They deal with life. This is who is waiting for you when you change these behaviors. Number 6 of how to know you are a bad wife: you are critical and judgmental. Again, these are all behaviors we know we have as women, not just in our marriage, but across many, many different relationships like family and friends and coworkers. And again, we want to be honest about these in ourselves. So number 6, you are critical and judgmental, meaning we focus on the negative, we focus on the flaws and the shortcomings of our husbands. And our husbands could do 20 amazing things for us and then make one mistake. And all we can focus on is one mistake. It's like the analogy that a restaurant is only as good as the last meal you had. You can go to a restaurant, have 15 different times and have an amazing experience. And then you go and it's not a good experience and the food is off that night. And all you can think about is that one bad meal. You might say, I'm never going back there again. That's what we do in our marriages as women with our husbands, that he's only as good as the last thing he has done. And we forget all the other amazing things that they're doing or have done. And all we can focus on is the one thing they haven't done or the one mistake that they made. And that's what we stay focused on in the relationship. Good men are not critical and judgmental. Good men are focused on the good things and the positive. That's why you can have a good man reach out, give me a list of the poor treatment that they get from their wives, and then finish it, but she's so wonderful and just such a lovely person. It's because a good man sees and focuses on the good things and the positive. Number 7 of how to know you are a bad wife. You have double standards, meaning do as I say, not as I do. That as women, we feel we can do what we want. We can make the rules and then break the rules as we please. But our husbands need to stay to the strict rules that we have given them. And they need to do as we say, not as we do. It's like I can make the rules and I can change them at my convenience and at a whim, but the rules still apply to you. It's like one might say, oh, I'm going to go out and go to dinner with my good girlfriend. And then a man wants to go do something with his buddy and all hell breaks loose. That's a really good example of a double standard. Men do not have double standards in their marriage. Good men are straightforward and say and do exactly what they mean. They are honest and genuine. Again, this is who's waiting for you, ladies, when you change your behaviors, because when these are the ways you show up in your relationship, your behaviors have consequences, and your husband is reacting and responding to these behaviors in you, that if you changed and you show up differently, he would be the good man that he is. Number 8 of how to know you are a bad wife. You talk behind your husband's back. So we feel entitled to talk negatively, and pardon my language, bitch, about our husbands to our family, to our friends, to his mother, and commiserate and validate our story of how awful they are. We build a case against them so that we feel entitled to how we feel in the relationship, or feel entitled to leave. And then we have everybody on our side. Good men are respectful of their wife's issues. They're respectful of the issues in the marriage, and feel that you don't air dirty laundry in public, and that the marital issues are personal and private. This is who is waiting for you when you change your behaviors. Number 9, to know you are a bad wife. You are not interested in sex. If you are, it's because it's a checklist and you feel like it's an obligation that you have to do, and you are not present in it and feel no responsibility that this should be something that's a healthy part of the marriage. Good men know that sex is a normal, healthy activity that couples in a marriage get to share as part of why you get married, that you get to have sex with a person that you love and enjoy. It's a benefit of marriage. And the thing about good men is they don't want to go have sex with someone else. They want their wife. Can't tell you how many times I've read in homework from good men or in speaking with them that who are sadly in a sexless marriage, and their wives have said, well, why just go outside the marriage? That's how shut down they are to sex. And good men don't want to do that. They want their wife. They want the woman they love, because they have that emotional connection. They're not bad boys. And number 10, how to know you are a bad wife. You undermine your husband in front of your children and make him look bad. As women, we will use children as pawns against our husbands to get the children on our side and continue to build that case against our husbands. So women will purposely create arguments in front of children to show and prove how their husbands are wrong. They'll say derogatory things about their husbands to the children in front of the husband and undermine their parenting. Good men believe that adult arguments and discussions should be had behind closed doors, not in front of the children, and be done in a responsible way. And good men also want to teach their children to respect their mother. Good men are quick to say, don't talk to your mother that way. Don't disrespect your mother. You need to go apologize. That's who's waiting for you when you change these behaviors. So those are the 10 behaviors to show you that you are a bad wife, not to beat yourself up and make yourself wrong, but to create self-awareness so that you can actually change these behaviors and have a healthy, loving relationship.